Hey everybody, welcome to the 2021 Youth Entrepreneurial Workshop. Today, as you see, we have Joel McIntyre with us. He is the CEO of Scripted Jamaica. So we were supposed to do this recording and everything for a while, but because of time and all of that, I never got the chance to, come in time and to do it earlier, like in May or something like that. But we're here now. And we are ready to drop some information on you. We have the big boss over here, Joel. He's ready to give you some tips and to tell you all the works and everything. But first, before we jump into anything, let me just give you a brief introduction of the big boss and the big general that we have here. So Joel McIntyre, the young man who believes the sky is not the limit, but he is. With his bachelor's in education with emphasis on language and literacy, he has taken on the role as an APSC coach and a language teacher at the Roger Clark High School. At the age of 26, he owns an online tutoring, academic, and professional document writing agency called Scripted Jamaica, where he and his team has the task of creating or revamping resumes, creating business plans, assist with educational assignments, and much more. The company also offers tutoring for students at the age level of 5 to 18 in the subjects of maths and English. You can find them on Instagram at scriptedja and on WhatsApp at 876-587-6295. And I'll be having all of that scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So if you didn't catch it, you can definitely catch on to it. So Joel.
Yes, sir, Raheen. How are you doing?
So I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Just watching the rain.
Yeah, I heard that it was pretty bad in Jamaica, like a whole storm, hurricane going on down there.
It's going on horrible out here. Yes.
Awesome. So I'm glad you're keeping safe and everything. I want us to hop into it, but is there anything that you want to start off with?
No, go ahead. You decide the way we maneuver this session.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start off with a very simple question, and the question that, the reason why you're here and all of that. So how did the business come about?
Well, this is I always say that this is actually a funny story. I am an English teacher who was once dyslexic. So people, yes, I could not read at one point. I could not identify letters. I had problems. I had stuttering, and it plagued me for quite a bit. And because I had a teacher who never gave up on me, by the time I got to grade six, I was fluent in the language, the English language, which proved that hey, this is possible for a lot of people. So I decided that I want to pursue a field in English where I can probably one day give back. And yes, scripted was an idea that was probably coined from I was in grade five. That one day I would be able to give back this way. Now somebody had helped me, I'll be able to give back this way. And it since then it has been working out in a way because I am living that now. Scripted is actually a business now, and it wasn't supposed to take off the way how it did. That's a whole different story, but it did happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get into that takeoff later on. But for now, we just want to say thank you so much again for, taking the time off to come and to join this workshop. I'm pretty sure that it would be helpful to a lot of young people who are, looking forward to become entrepreneurs. And I know a lot of young people want to become entrepreneurs, but they don't understand the responsibility. They don't understand the work and the time and the effort that they have to put into this to make it work, you know? So what is it that you would say motivates you the most to push as an entrepreneur? Because we know that owning a business in itself funding, the money and everything, it does not come easy,
Definitely,
especially when you have something else doing besides from your business. So how
definitely.
is it that you manage that, and what motivates you the most?
All right, I'm going to start with what motivates me the most. What motivates me the most is my students. And these students aren't the students on my business per se, but from the school that I teach. Uh, I learned a lesson at a young age that slow progress, small progress, or any progress at all is progress. And I like the smile on my students' face when I can see, okay, I have moved from a grade one level in reading to a grade three. And yes, you might be in grade seven, but this is progress. And probably next year you will jump up three more places. And as it pertains to what motivates me to continue doing this entrepreneurial thing is I don't want to give up. And that's putting it simple. I don't want to give up. My teacher back then could have given up on me because trust me, Raheen, it hard. I am positive that I wasn't an easy case to deal with. And she didn't give up on me, and I don't want to give up. This whole dream of owning a literacy center, this dream of helping people, it motivates me. And I'm a person who loves to volunteer. I don't have a problem just say, okay, let me give. Because I do believe that once you're giving a it probably not come back from the same person, but you're going to get something back in return because that's how God works. And that's what
True.
I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Um, the motivation doesn't come easy. So many times I have my little graphics doing, and I feel as if when I make enough money, I'm just feel like there's just something else that I can do. And
Definitely.
sometimes we think that we're doing so much, we're doing everything that we can,
Mhm.
when we just need a new strategy to move on to the next level in our business,
That is
you
true.
know? And I think, well, I believe that if a lot of young people really sit down and really pay attention to what they're most passionate about, then they would most likely find that very thing that they really want to do. And of course, the harsh reality is like a lot of people want to become entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurship is just not for them.
Yes, and
Because, yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I look at it that way as where I am right now with my business, and I'm going to say currently in my business, a lot of people have lost passion by now because it is the summer.
Yeah,
School is on break. There's not much tutoring opportunities. There's not much research papers coming in. Because of the COVID pandemic, there's not a lot of resumes to write. So there's really not much to do. But I haven't lost faith. I haven't lost passion. I still reach out. There are people one and two, and they come in, and I love doing my job. It's really fun. It's really fun to me. So if you are very correct when you say if you don't find something that you're passionate about, you won't enjoy doing it, and you will give up very easily.
very easy.
Mhm,
Very easy. Because I actually never looked at it that way. What you just said,
mhm.
never thought about it. Like, there's a season for it, but you
Definitely.
have to find ways how to reach out and how to launch out and to do all of those stuff. So, what do you think, or what can you tell us that you have been doing to market your business, since the season for tutoring and everything like that is kind of not where it's supposed to be right now?
All right. So basically, I a lot of people are saying, "Hey, I'm not seeing your Instagram page up." That's not the reason behind. Like, it's not because I'm not using Instagram to market my page. I've realized that older people, and I say this in the most nice way possible, and not older people, but parents are the ones that are drawn to the tutoring facility of Scripted. They are the ones that want the help for their child. So parents can be found on WhatsApp. They're the ones that send the statuses, and they're the ones that can be found on Facebook. So I direct the Scripted tutoring services to WhatsApp and Facebook. Whenever you want your resume written, by now, I'm going to say this. This is how confident I am in the business. By now, everybody knows that, hey, I want a resume written, they come to Scripted JA. Because we still have people, hey, I want a resume to be written. So it's meeting your target audience right now and setting up myself for the season to come, because all I'm doing right now is just putting people on the table for the September season. So when the season comes in, school returns, more tutoring classes, because they're going to get the reports in a few days or so. They're going to see where their child or ward is. Okay, Mr. McIntyre, we need your help. And business up and running again. So that is my game plan going on, and I see it working, and I'm working with it.
Awesome.
Yes,
And I'm very happy that we have, found your business, and a lot of people are still discovering your business and everything. Because of course, tutoring in Jamaica is not a very popular thing. And we know this, and even that situation that happened, where your friend would have said, that's a big thing to show that it's a lot of people's mindset that tutoring, it's not really something that you should go after, but there's something
especially
unique
online tutoring.
about it.
Like online tutoring is it's very unusual,
Yeah.
but yes, it trust me, but it is working. It is working.
Very good, because I cannot imagine to actually teach people. Like myself, I know me say with maths now, I can't imagine. Oh, oh, you'd have probably start beat down the decks or just to lock down your computer, because when you have certain difficulties in certain areas to deal with certain things, it's very hard, and to the online and not face to face. Trust me,
Definitely.
thumbs up for that, because not everybody could manage it, not everybody can do it. But there is always something unique, so unique about doing your own thing, finding your passion and doing it how you want to do it. So thumbs up for that, and I'm really happy that you have found what you are supposed to do. So do
Yes,
you believe that this is what you should be doing full time, or something that you should, maybe do just continue to do part time with doing something else on the side?
I do believe, or it is my dream to open a literacy institute. And it's not going to deal with literacy alone, it's going to deal with almost all special needs. So, those who have dyslexia, dyscalculia, all of those stuff. Because, Raheen, the truth of the matter is, we're living in a society where students are being sent up to grade levels and they're not ready.
That's true.
There are students who are, as I said earlier, there are students who are in classes of mine who are in grade eight. Let's for example in grade eight, but they're reading at the grade two level,
Mm,
reasoning at the grade two level, they're comprehending at the grade two level, and this probably is just in English alone. Because Raheen, for another example, I have a student who excels at the grade 10 level, and this student is in grade 8 when it comes to mathematics. But when it comes to English, the students at the grade 3 level. So I want to open a center where we care for the needs of these students, and it's a long term goal, and I don't want to call it a side business. I want to continue to teach in the schools where we're needed, and I want to open up a center to provide other teachers or other professionals who have the compassion, the passion, the drive that I have for these special needs students and work with them. So
yeah,
that's my dream, to just open that place and just have these children learning and then to fit back into the norms of society.
yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome. That's a great input, to be honest, because not a lot of people look at it like that. And I'm very grateful that you are giving a very honest opinion and a very honest feedback on these things, and just talking about what you really, really believe in. So on a typical day for Scripted Jamaica, what do you think would be one of your most challenging experiences, and how did you actually deal with that? Because
Client,
you know customer service already, but
client, The
Tell me about it.
customers and the clients. um, Tutoring is not the problem, because tutoring, you give the parents or the students the option of selecting the days when they have class for the amount of sessions they need, and that's fine. Where I find my biggest problems is the oddly enough the resumes. You revamp or you create a resume for a person, and the the professional thing to do is, guys, when you're doing your resume and you're about to send your resume off, turn your resume into a PDF, because your resume can be changed and it can be altered, and you don't want that happening. So you definitely send it as a PDF. And at Scripted JA, we send the resumes and the cover letters. Well, the cover letters are in Word format, where you can add your temp, you can change it around, take take stuff in and out as you like, and that's the cover letters. But when it comes to your resumes and your CVs, we send them to you in PDF, and that's just how it is. And Rahim, you've had people, after they have sent us the information how they want it to be done, they come back. Can you change this, please? Can you adjust this? Can you deal with that differently? And trust me, sometimes it's almost an entire section. An entire section. I remember this one lady who, she did not like the color scheme, and I changed the color scheme for her. Then she said, okay, I don't like the wording. So I changed the wording. She said, okay, to be honest, I just don't want it to be said that way. And I'm like, all right, no problem. She said, okay, can you use your own words? Because she basically gave me what she wanted me to say. So I'll use my own words. And she said, okay, I loved it. And oddly enough, just that back and forth took at least 3 hours, because this lady is well decorated. She has her master's, her PhD. She's been at a numerous amount of jobs. So it did take a while. It did really take a while. But apart from that, everything in scripted is rewarding to me. And my colleagues, I don't call them employees, because they're a team and they work well with me, and they're patient with me, because trust me, as I said, the business is sort of on the low right now. And they're just okay. When stuff up, we're up as well. So, and they're cool, and my customers are cool, but yeah, just that part, just that part.
I get that. And you see, a lot of people, I don't think people really get it and really understand it, because they will see you do something and believe like that's not nothing difficult to do. Them said this, them said that, like that's something easy. Like I'm designing a flyer and a customer will come to me and I will finish it completely, like I will give them 3 reviews. And all right, and then after the 3 reviews, we'll have to import it and do all of them something, touches, all of that. And them say them good with it. Then them come back. Them say them want to change something. And then because of that, now we have to go straight back to the file, edit over
Definitely,
everything. And sometimes that one change make you have to change over almost everything. And I don't think that they get it. So I
definitely,
just would want people to be very mindful and understand that our jobs is not as easy as it
because
looks on your end. It's a lot of work and a lot of time that we have to put in to what we do and to perfect our craft.
that
We're still not
want
there yet,
I
but
want
still.
people to respect the craft, respect that it takes a while. Asking us to write say a 20-page research paper in 2 days is people that's hard. Don't do that. Don't do it. You've had time to have done that before and done it, but don't do that. Please
No,
don't.
because I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't be able to do it in 24 hours.
No, it's impossible, and we've made the impossible possible. But don't put
Yeah.
our people under pressure like that. It's not nice.
So I think like when I just started my business, I started to break my customers in a very bad habit.
Yes,
because I would
the
move so
can.
fast with their work, and it takes like less than 24 hours, and I would just send it back to them.
Mhm.
Everybody, no matter if they're on logo, don't expect it to be 24 hours. But you see, when you have so much to do because it's not just one person. You have so much to do. You have this to do. You have this person to get at.
Yeah,
If they want you to put um their work ahead of somebody, it's as simple as, okay, you have to give me extra money to do this. It's only fair and it's only right. And I think a lot of business owners need to do this even more,
yeah,
because then if you put somebody's work before somebody and you don't get it done on time, you are the one who is going to be in problem. And guess what? You're going in a problem with the same rate and the same money. So I
definitely.
think that we should look into charging like for express stuff. Like if you want it in less than
Yes,
24 hours
you
because
should.
you need
You should.
time.
You should because we do that as scripted, especially when it comes to you have people who need a resume in like say they need a resume for this evening. The deadline is this evening, and I have to jump on. If I have to jump on the website, I cannot charge you the normal 2,000 Jamaican dollars. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
You can't want a research paper by today is Thursday. You can't want it by Saturday. A research paper that would take us a semester to write, and you need your research paper done in 24 hours. It's impossible.
Yes, it is.
So you set standards in your business. You have ground rules. Basically, you put those ground rules on whatever business you're doing. And you set standards in your business. You have ground rules. Basically, you put those ground rules on whatever business you're doing.
Is that I guess that's a little freeze right there. So until Joel is back, let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Raheen, are you able to?
Hearing you.
All right, so I don't know which part I got cut off. Should apologize. You know how Rain does stuff in here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yes, I was saying that in your business you must have ground rules, and your customers must know your ground rules. If you want something done at a specific time, please send it at a specific time. Express service is going to charge you more, and you're going to respect the person you're working with. For instance, if I'm doing my research paper, I'm going to do it in a Google Docs where you are able to see what I'm doing. You're not allowed to change anything while I'm typing. I'm
Tell
working, you're working with me. Tell us what you want to be done. It makes no sense while I'm typing, you're typing, and you're removing and editing. So it's about respect. And yes, you just have to have ground rules in your business because layman's term, you can't make nobody take your business a puppy show.
true.
That's it.
That's right. And I would have had a situation last year where somebody wanted to tell me how to run my business. And your input is fine, right? Because of course we're not
Mhm.
thing, but you can't tell me how to run my business the way how you are running your business. Because your business plan and my business plan completely different. Completely different. And I don't think they understand that. Like they can give me input, like how I can improve things I can implement, but
Inputs are
that's
very
off
important.
completely.
Very, very important. And I would have taken my first input, and that input would have started my business.
Yeah. So you see, we have to make some big decisions, and we have to put down our feet, because a lot of people will say, you're young, so you don't really know, or you don't really understand what to do. You don't really know the next step and this and that. But we have creative minds and we know what we want. We know what we want to do. It's just that sometimes we need a different strategy, and that's completely fine. But don't tell us how to change your business completely in a way that you see fit for yourself, because that will never work. But
Definitely.
any young entrepreneurs out there or prospective entrepreneurs, just learn and understand that you have to put down your foot when it comes on to your business, because you know what you want to do, you know your goal, you know everything about your business. To ensure that you are paying attention to every single details, because I promise you, it's very important. You have to stand up on your feet. You have to. So next question, Joel, and we're coming down here. So my next question to you is, what has been your most satisfying moment in your entrepreneurship journey and everything so far?
Uh, I was able to move face to face with some of my clients at one point. Um, as I said, I would go above and beyond for my my clients, my students. I remember when there was this specific mother who said, I honestly don't have Wi-Fi at home. She called out and said, I don't have Wi-Fi at home. I don't have a computer. Uh, but I want the work, the help, Mr. McIntyre. She told me that she heard about me from one of her friends and how her child was improving. And truth be told, Raheen, she drove all the way from a place called Armstrong, and she carried her two children here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I sat with them in my garage, and for some reason, that was so satisfying for me to say. It's not the fact that I went above and beyond, but I feel like I am living up to my teacher, the one that sat down with me when school was over in the evening till 5 o'clock, helping me. I believe that I am now living up to what she had done for me. And it was satisfying for me because I see this 7 and 8 year old learning, right? I see one of them, when he came, he saw the word boy, boy, and he was confused. And every time I would ask him to read, he would cry. And I call him now on a regular and I say, okay, spell the word perfect. And he spells it, and I say, okay, because you are doing perfect. And moments like these, Rahim, they're satisfying. Sometimes they make you emotional and you say, okay, God, I see you working. Definitely see you working. So yes, that's been the big one for me. And the child has now migrated to the States and calls. So I have Wi-Fi now so we can continue classes. I'm like, sure. So
Okay, we have some amazing experiences, memories, and things that you can always look back on and be grateful for. So do you have somebody that inspires you, like in general for your business or in general, with your life?
somebody who inspires me from a business, I have, yes, it's actually just two people when it comes to entrepreneurship. It two people, and it's not very, people would say it's some big, no, big names and stuff like that. It's actually one of my past schoolmates, almost schoolmates. His name is Ramon Robinson. He's the owner of Father Bull in Falmouth. He owns VP Solution, and growing up with him, basically seeing that he had a mind for business and entrepreneurship. And one day he was doing an interview and he says, entrepreneurship is the young mind's way out. At
Uh,
first, I did not understand what he was saying, but when your mind is young, you have bright ideas. These
yeah,
bright, sometimes they don't work, and because the S is on the word ideas, you have more and you just throw them out, and whatever works for you, you run with it. Because back then he used to keep events, so much events, and I thought those events were booming for him. He says, yeah man, that cool, but I want something where people can be not a one hype happy where I come to a party, I dance, and I go home and I go back to my problems. This young man, facilitates people's happiness, and that's how I see him. And he's been a role model for me. He goes out of his way. He's created many doors, I can call them doors, for younger entrepreneurs. His friends are all now basically entrepreneurs, and I believe that he set that standard that, like, yeah man, all I want can do the same thing, because we all have a quote unquote side job, and scripted is my side job. Don't call it a side hustle. I don't call it a side. This is my job. It's just here.
Yeah.
It's main one, main two, and Ramon is one, and the wait, his name, not that I don't forget, but Kareem Weathers, or more people name as Kareem Boy, I think. Kareem is just, he's humble in a way where when you are at ground zero and you have that faith in God, and you just, all right, I just like to believe in a God and leave it alone, you will see where God said, all right, a your turn. It wasn't your turn before, a your turn now. And sometimes I you sit and you listen to some people's story, and just a story alone is a motivation.
Yep.
Where this young man had nothing at one point, like he was on his high, then he hit his lowest of lows, and then God said, now take time, rise you up. And Kareem went from just doing normal stuff to owning his own show on News Talk, to having international interviews about his business, and just him being himself and making what he loves work for him.
Yeah.
It's an inspiration in its own right, and love that for them.
Yeah.
So these two people have been mentors, and they're mental mentors. Sometimes, all right, so Ramon has a quote, and not really a quote. Is we have it in front of our names. One, ONE. It means own, never envy. I live by that. I want to own something. I will never envy you for it. I will just work for it on my own, and that is it.
Yeah.
I live by that small thing. Own, never envy. And my father used to say, "Don't make nobody tell you about the sky is the limit." I'm like, okay. He say, "You are your limit."
Yep.
He say, "You feel like you can pass the sky, pass the sky. You feel like you can touch the sun, go touch the sun. Whatever you say you can do it. Whatever you limit yourself to, that's what you limit yourself to. So push beyond. Sometimes you feel like you cannot do it, and you feel like that's your limit for today. That's your limit for today. Get up tomorrow, push again. And that's how I look at it, right? That's just my way right now. Sometimes you sit down on your bed and people swear to God like you're so depressed. Nah, you take up your pen and your pencil and you write an action plan. All right, I'm going to do these. This is plan A, plan B, plan C. If plan A don't work out, let's jump to B and see how this will work for me. Just don't give up, guys. That's it. And if you cannot find motivation and inspiration, look at your own story and inspire yourself. And I oftentimes say this, a lot of us pray for the positions that we're in now. A lot of us do that. We pray, say, God, may I beg you, when we are younger, we are praying, say, we get a job and whatever. Now we have a job and now we're faced with another hurdle. But remember, you prayed for where you are now. And God brought you here. Pray again. And remember, say, I will carry you to somewhere again. And you probably come from the next hurdle. But are you on God? Sometimes I want sometimes just look at yourself and say, I am an inspiration to somebody. You don't know that right now. You probably don't know that you're inspiring so many people by just being yourself. So do that. Trust me. If you don't have a motivation, if you don't have somebody that inspires you, trust me, inspire yourself. Look on your story, write down what you've been through, and you will notice that this could have inspired so many people. Definitely.
That's true. Because we never know who is watching us. We literally never know who is watching us. So I'm at my job that I'm at right now. And I have been doing my work, just doing what I'm supposed to do. And I've had like two to about let me just say I'm sure of two experiences or two encounters that I've had. So me doing my work as I'm supposed to do, I've had somebody who come into the establishment and spoke. to my manager that I didn't even know that they were watching, and they went to my manager and they said that they were just opening their business and they wanted me to work there because I
Mm.
helped them before and they love how the service and everything and all of that. And I look at it a lot of times and I'm saying, I never know this. I don't know who these people are. I didn't know that they were watching me and just doing my job. So you see, when you're just focused on doing what you're supposed to do and just go full speed ahead, trust and believe that everything will go smoothly. And then I had another experience where this couple came in and the same thing, helping and doing what I'm supposed to do. And it was after they were leaving my workplace, the wife came to me and said to me that they are the owner of this resort in another state near where I am at. And they wanted me to come there and work. So all these business opportunities keep opening up themselves
Wonderful.
because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And it's like you just as we've been saying, we never know who is who. We never know what opportunity is ahead of us. So one, treat people good. Come on with a bad customer service, please.
People,
Gonna need some training.
treat people good. Preach that.
Treat people good. Treat people as how you would want to be treated. Because imagine if I was treating these people like crap. Because I just see them as somebody will just come in and them just want this and them want that. So you never know what opportunity lies ahead of you. But we have to step up on customer service. We have to step up and doing things that will actually grow the business and not pull it down. Because we've been talking about on social media, it was like a blow up topic a couple months ago where, the DM for price thing, the big turn off thing. Like as soon I will see a product and as soon as I see it, no matter how much I want it, I just scroll past it.
Don't tell me to the enterprise for price. I will not game your business and you will not get this customer. I'm very sorry. Do not tell me the enterprise. I'm
I
very
never,
sorry.
I never get it. I will never get it. Like, why them want for them the business? Why? What's so hard in putting the price there? I get it if the price will change, but put some kind of message there or something that the price is subjected to change. But somebody did say they will
That
put the price there because they want to tell different people different prices. So if them see like somebody
makes
rich
sense.
or something, them just tell them a higher price, make
That
them
really
just
makes
run with
sense.
it.
That really makes sense. In my
Yep.
business, when it comes to like a research paper, where based on the quantity of work that we have to do, I said, hey, it's there. It's $5,000 with an asterisk, which the asterisk signifies that at the key at the bottom of the screen that the price is 5,000 up, and this is depending on the quantity of work that we need to produce in this specific amount of time. People treat people good. I agree with that point, right?
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep. So we are coming down. I think I have just one more thing to say, and then the floor is all yours. So all you can do is now is just throw some tips at us and all of that, and tell them what they can do as prospective entrepreneurs, or persons who are actually entrepreneurs already. Who and before I even lose this out of my head, know that your business is a business, as small as it is. Even trying to cut out of this thing where I'm saying, "Oh yes, I have a small business." It's a business, right? A business,
Business.
it's a business. So I'm trying to cut out of that habit to say I have a small business and just say I have a business, because once you're operating, once you are investing in that business, it's a business. Yeah. So I want now for you to, if you want to, because I'm going to be leaving the floor up to you right now. So if you want to share that little experience that brought up with Jamaica,
All right.
throw some tips at us on how we can grow our business, how to evolve market, all of those stuff that you think entrepreneurs or prospective entrepreneurs should know. The floor is all yours, boss.
All right, guys. So Rahim put me in a tough spot, but all right. First and foremost, what I want to say to probably entrepreneurs already, and prospective entrepreneurs is whatever idea you have in your head, put it on paper. That's what my God. Put it on paper. I say put it on paper as sometimes for me, when I'm able to see what I'm working with, I feel so much better. No, uh, another thing is share your ideas with people who you value and people who have been supportive of you for a very long time, or they have been supportive since you've known them. I made the mistake, and this is where the story comes in. I made the mistake of sharing it with an old high school acquaintance where, I mean, we were friends in high school, and that was like 10 years or 11 years ago. We were friends, and humans are dynamic. We're subjected to change. So I guess this person had changed, and I had shared the idea with him, and he completely discouraged the idea. And it was not how he did, it's not what he said, but was how he discouraged it, and he basically said it would not work. And guys, that tore me down. And while I was allowing it to tear me down, a voice said, "This can also bring you up." And I said, "No, I'm going to use this as my motivation." And I took that screenshot and I looked at it and I'm going to use this. And I placed it in my pinned tweets and I said, I'm going to use this as my motivation going forward. And that pinned tweet generated a lot of audience. That's why I said at the starting of this that it did not start off how many people thought it would, how many most business starts off. But it generated a lot of traction, it generated a lot of comments, and it generated a whole heap of clients. I did interviews and interviews. I started getting a lot of work, and that's how I ended up with a team of people because it became so much for me alone to do. So, guys, I'm saying this to you that do not give your time to demotivating yourself and don't allow others to demotivate you. If you believe that this can work, push for it. Go hard on it. And sometimes it might not work the first time, but go again. Probably the timing was just not right because, in all honesty, this is not the first time I have started scripted. Started it before with a different name, and somebody had hacked the page. So understand that sometimes your timing is not God's timing. And when this page blew up, the same when Delia Harris interviewed me, I had to remind Delia that she was one of them who commented on it and say, "Hey, you're going to be big in life and you're going to get so many interviews." And then, funny enough, Delia was interviewing me a couple months down the line. So it goes to show that it's just timing. Believe in yourself, believe in your capabilities, and believe in God. Pray and believe that whatever you pray for will come through. Get me? I know that there are going to be periods where you feel like your business on a hiatus, but just believe that you've started this for a purpose and your purpose will be fulfilled. And any the small tip I have for you, it's not tips, that tip. Don't stop, don't give up, don't limit yourself. Sky's not the limit. You are. Right, Raheen? That is for all of us. The sky's not the limit, you are.
Sky's not the limit. You're the boss. You're the celebrity. Guys, I mean, that was a big thing on Twitter. I can remember it clearly because that is how I actually found out about you and found out about the business also. Because, trust me, if we were supposed to follow a lot of people on what we should do for our
Yeah,
business, would have never done what I was supposed to do.
definitely
But
not.
I'm really grateful for all of these experiences, and I'm really happy that your friend did what he did. To be honest, it's like It's like one of those situations where you can say God used the bad and turn it into good. Like nobody would ever think or even expect that something like that would reach that far and turn it into
Me,
something like this.
trust me, it
I
got
thought you expected
very
that.
far. Very, I did not expect people from all the way in England. It got far. I met Chinese, people when I
Wow.
say that so big that you would never expect it to come back down.
Yeah.
But that will happen, people. There are going to be high times and there are going to be low times. But when you serve a living God, you just believe that things will work out how it should.
Yep.
That's it. Trust me.
That's why them say gift will make room for you. um. So I believe we've fit in everything as much as we could.
Mm.
Um, Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Joel, for being here, taking the time out because we know, say, you never have to do this. But I'm really grateful for you, taking the time out to come and share your tips and your experiences and everything. Really, really appreciative of you, bro. Thank you so much.
Definitely, guys. All right, thank you very much, Raheen, and you are also most welcome.
Of course, thank you so much. So everyone, again, thank you all so much for watching. We will be having the next speaker coming next week. So be sure to look out for that. Also, don't come off of the screen yet, or the the stream. I can just end this and then we talk after. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this episode of the first episode of the Entrepreneurial Workshop 2021. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Next week.
Yes.
All right.